results of a task force. I'm part of a task force with European clusters about procurement of innovation in the public sector. And
you're working for us.
Of course, but the point is, this is an issue not only in Quebec, I guess, not only here, also in the United States, but also in many countries. So how can we make sure we push the municipality for innovation procurement? So,
yeah.
So next year I'll be back if I'm invited.
You mentioned ESG, and that's one big change which is happening already and which will happen even stronger. I think people are starting to realize that where their money is going has an effect on what economy they're going to be living in. And that's going to be a driver, I think, for change. We're seeing it happen already with more pressure on bigger companies. And now we're trying to work on, okay, now we want to avoid that the big company just turns around and says to the smaller companies providing their providers, lower your emissions and that way I'll look better. So we need everyone to start working on this as a chain and helping each other out. Related matter, we think also communities have a way. Madeleine was explaining how we need to be daring. I think when it's local, it's easier to be daring. You kind of want the local to win. So we put forward a circular economy fund, but we made sure that there was also in the fund there were subsidies to help out the businesses in the beginnings. There was, so that's kind of blended finance. There was a group that could accompany, like Miriam's group does, that could accompany the businesses while they were doing this. And we went to bigger businesses, like we worked with about 20 businesses in food who are bigger businesses, and we said, what are you rejecting now and throwing away, which is actually something that could be used, added it all up, figured out, yes, we could make businesses with this in projects. And now those businesses and projects are happening with what used to be something that was thrown away. And it's only possible locally, obviously, because we're talking circular economy, but it all starts with the people.
So I'm going to juxtapose that a little bit and say that we need bigger ambition. So there's local ambition, but I think it's okay, and we actually have to think on a global scale with our ambitions. So we need to be looking and think that it's possible actually to save 1 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions from Iraq. It is possible to reduce emissions from coal mines in Australia. It is possible to help massive reductions in emissions in Central Asia. These are all things that we have to dream and dare big enough and keep taking massive risks as entrepreneurs and going to raise the funding again and again to scale up faster than you're really comfortable doing, because that's the way we're going to try to, we have to tackle climate change. It has to be done as fast as possible in as many different ways as possible. For that, you need ambition. And sometimes it's a little, it's tempting to stay within the lane that we're in and try to do what we can in our local environment. But I personally, and maybe it's how I'm also built and motivated, I think we need to think bigger, need to think globally, and try to affect as much as we can as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Now, I know that I want to leave time for questions.